Okay, well, like you've Fesca Magaly, like I spelled so who comes from the Gaelic. Welcome to the Gaelic College. It's Mr. Rudy Donald. I'm Rodney MacDonald, and I'm the president of the college, and I think I know everybody in the room here tonight. And maybe even a few more that aren't here. I want to welcome everyone here to St. Anne's, and welcome those who are joining us online tonight. And we appreciate those that made the trek out on a dark night here at St. Anne's. But we're looking forward to some fun tunes with Iain MacQuarrie from Mabu and Buddy MacDonald from just down the road across the bridge. And back on our canteen tonight, we have Barbie as always, and welcome to Barbie once again. And Ryan's doing the live stream. And again, those that are joining us online, we welcome you back to our points tonight, Ceilidh. And we're trying our best to keep the Ceilidhs going as much as we can, and we appreciate all the support that people give, both locally and online as well. We're going to kick things off, and over the years, I've always respected Buddy MacDonald for his music, and but also his songwriting capabilities. And I know that goes without saying that the entire industry, the music industry, respects Buddy. And not just because of that, but just because of the fine quality of individual that he is. And I say that sincerely, Buddy. Not just because you're here, and I feel like I have to say it. No, honestly, we do. And you're someone that's played across the country and well beyond. And I know there's lots of stories from a lot of those gigs. And I know overseas too, they think a great deal of you in places like Scotland and down in the United States and otherwise. So we're lucky because we have Buddy right over the road here in Victoria County and around Cape Breton Island. So let's put our hands together. Buddy MacDonald.
The page just went up. Is that? Pardon me? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. We're just having a rehearsal. Good evening. 1 and 8 or 10. You're small but mighty. And it's good to be here. Good to be anywhere, isn't it? Really? I'm well aware of that, actually. And you guys were brave to come out on such a lovely evening for driving, as you all have noticed, I'm sure. And thank you for that very glowing introduction there, Rod. Rodney and I have been doing lots of gigs together since a lot of years. And it's always nice to come back to the college. I'm going to do I was born and brought up on the North Shore, which is only about 40 minutes from here if you're going north on the trail. And little fishing village. Still a little fishing village. I could have been a fisherman too, but I didn't like the hours that much. I introduced a song one night in a place where you shouldn't have introduced a folk song that you've written. And it's quite a rough little place. And a little dart tournament going on right in front of me. And somebody said, where are you from? And I told them, and I said, where I could have been. Well, what did they do there? And I said, it's a fishing village. I said, I could have either been a fisherman or a musician. And this guy was in mid-throw with a set of darts and looked at me and said, which one are you? So I'm very careful how I introduce these songs. Anyway, this is a song about the growing up in a fishing village. You see my dad was fishing when he was 12 and 13 years old. And in a very small rowboat, of course, and then graduated to a bigger boat with a one-lunger with the one-cylinder motors in them, and from there to a little bigger boat and to the fiberglass boats, which they have now. So as time went on, we could see all the changes coming around, and you could see the old boats were hauled up on the shore, never again to go out. And it prompted a song called "No Small Boats." There aren't any small boats in the harbor no more, where the old ones lie buried in sand on the shore, and the planks lie rotting in the mist and the rain. They never will reap a sea harvest again. They never will reap a sea harvest again. I remember quite well when I was but 10. My father would tell me stories of when he would fish from the dory when only a lad. When times they weren't easy but never seemed bad. There aren't any small boats in the harbor no more. They would rise in the morning and row to their grounds. In wind, fog and sunshine their tracks would be found. No radar, no depth sounders to guide them to sea. When fishermen were fishermen, 'cause they had to be. There aren't any small boats in the harbor no more. The old ones lie buried in sand on the shore, and their planks lie rotting in the mist and the rain. They never will reap a sea harvest again. They never will reap a sea harvest again. Their long days of glory are finished and gone, and their duties are passed down from father to son, and their duties that nurture a pride as it should. Now fiberglass pride replaces memories of wood. There aren't any small boats in the harbor no more. For the old ones lie buried in sand on the shore, and their planks lie rotting in the mist and the rain. They never will reap a sea harvest again. They never will reap a sea harvest again. Now money and time seems to call off the day, for there's not much of either around, so they say. For the crafts that are anchored in the harbor this morn show signs of a day that has not yet been born, and there aren't any small boats in the harbor no more. For the old ones lie buried in sand on the shore, and their planks lie rotting in the mist and the rain. They never will reap a sea harvest again. They never will reap a sea harvest again. Aren't any small boats in the harbor no more, for the old ones lie buried in sand on the shore, and their planks lie rotting in the mist and the rain. They never will reap a sea harvest again. They never will reap a sea harvest again. There aren't any small boats in the harbor no more. Thank you very much. I love small crowds. Feel safer. Do another one of mine here. Comes from a conversation I had with my dad many years ago when I decided to embark on this very lucrative career across the world, chasing audiences. But he grew up, I grew up, he grew up in families of fishermen and communities of fishermen. And I'm sure I was sort of a shock when it all came along. I wasn't going to be a fisherman. But he is always very supportive of what I set out to do. And I remember him telling me, we had a conversation many, many years before he passed on. And he said, whatever, do what you're going to do, just try and do your best. And he said, but what we really should do, first of all, is look around, slow down, and grow up. That's pretty good advice. Didn't take it, but it's good advice. So I wrote a song probably 30 years after the fact, after that conversation, called Down Where the River Flows. A lot of these songs, if you want to sing along with a chorus, you can sound like 100 people, man. 8 or 10 people doesn't mean a thing. Down where the river flows, down where the river flows, there'll be lots more time at the end of the day, down where the river flows. So that's the chorus, and it comes around. When I was a boy, I found simple joy in the time that I spent alone, dreaming of trips on the sea-bound ships to carry me from my home. It was not for the want of leaving my loved ones back on the shore, but that endless blue horizon that would come forevermore. Down where the river flows, down where the river flows, lots more time at the end of the day, down where the river flows. And again, down where the river flows, down where the river flows, lots more time at the end of the day, down where the river flows. Now the boyhood days are past and gone, my hair's a wiser gray, but I still make time to go down and dream where my river meets the bay. For my father once in his knowledge said, slow down, look around and grow. There'll be lots more dreaming at the end of your day, down where the river flows. Now the day is done, the course is run, plant a seed and in time it'll grow. And your time will be your garden, and your dreams will be your rose. Down where the river flows, help me out, down where the river flows, there'll be lots more time at the end of the day, down where the river flows. Down where the river flows, down where the river flows, lots more time at the end of the day, down where the river flows. There'll be lots more dreaming at the end of your day, down where the river flows. Well, thanks very much. I was playing probably 4 or 5 years ago at a resort on Cape Breton here at the Celtic Lodge. And I sang that song, and this lady came up to me, came up to the front of the stage, and she didn't know what to say. She was so excited, and actually had tears in her eyes. And my first comment was, I said, "So was it that bad, really?" But she had come for her very first trip. And I guess to precede that story, that song was recorded by a few people, but it's recorded by a very good friend of ours from England, but he's living in Scotland, living all over the world, Mr. Tim Eadie, one of the greatest musicians of the modern age. It's crazy. And he just started singing about 10 years ago, which I wish he wouldn't have done, taking all the work. But he liked that song and he recorded it. So it was played a lot in the UK and on the other side, which is great, wonderful. But anyway, this lady had her very first trip to Canada. She had flown to Canada. Her family got together, got the money together, and she flew. She was 72 or 73 at the time. And she flew alone, first time ever flying. Flew through Heathrow Airport, where no man should go. But, and she flew and landed in Halifax, and she rented a car and drove. Her first stop was Ingonish, after driving on the wrong side of the road for 6 or 7 hours. But she said, I was so happy when I got here, because she said I wanted to hear some music, some local music and sort of local stories or whatever. And she said, I was so excited to hear there was somebody playing at this resort. So I said, oh, that is really nice. It's nice to hear. And she said, I really wanted to hear people that write their own stories or their own songs or whatever. And she said, and then I came in, and the very first song, she said, what are the odds, my very first time in Canada, that you would know and sing a Tim Eadie song? I said, oh, yeah. I didn't tell her the difference, but I did tell Tim. I do a lot of work. I've been to Scotland a lot over the last 35 bunch of years, and up to COVID BC, I call it, BC times. I was going over every year, sometimes twice a year, and I play with a great singer-songwriter and friend of mine, Dougie MacLean, who I was talking to this evening, as a matter of fact, Rodney. And it was about midnight out there, whatever time it was. And he said, what are you calling at this hour for? I said, I'm going over to the Gaelic College. I said, I think I'll sing one of your songs. Oh, that's okay then. So here's 7 cents for Dougie MacLean. It's a song called I Feel So Near. Find me sitting at your table with my friend Finn and my friend John. Old Danny tells the stories of days long gone, long gone, when we would share a glass together. The whiskey made it all so clear. It fires our dull imagination, and it feels so near, so near. I feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the field. I feel so near. The old man looks out to his island. He said, this place is endless thin. To There's no real distance here to mention. We might all fall in, fall in. No distance to the spirit of the living. No distance to the spirit of the dead. And as he turned, his eyes were smiling, and he proudly said, I feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the field. I feel so near. Now we must build our tall constructions. We're trying to par a pace in time. It justifies our own destruction. As on we climb, on we climb. The distance doesn't seem to matter. The destination is fading out. And as we walk along the headlands, I hear the children shout, hear them shout. I feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the field. I feel so near. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the howling of the waves. I feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near. I feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near. Well, thank you very much. You've been the best audience I've played for tonight. And I'll be back. Want me to play some?
Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah. Don't mind.
Sure. Why not? I'm not going anywhere.
I'll steal the mic.
You can do that.
Can I do that? No, we'll just do that right around. Perfect.
Excellent. I feel like I'm at kind of a, tonight it feels like more like a little house party or something like that, which is nice and lots of fun and great songs, buddy, as always. I love your stuff. Great stuff. We'll get right on to some tunes. And I mentioned Iain. It's great to have Iain here. And next time we'll make sure you take your fiddle as well. Iain's a great fiddler too. It'd be MacDonald's nephew, and I know in the last couple of years he's been on the circuit a lot, playing the piano in the last couple of years, and like a lot of other musicians, some of the younger ones now, there's a whole generation of young musicians coming up through the ways, and from all over the island. Yeah, like Buddy MacDonald. But Iain's, you know, there's a whole group of them, and we see them here coming through the college, and it's really energizing to see it, because we know there's going to be lots of young musicians cropping up, and so we'll get into some tunes. I consider myself more of like a dance player and a pub player, that sort of thing, and so I'll get right into a tune composed by my Uncle Ken and Beaton called Judith Grads. One of the Judith Grads reels. There's many made over the years when the school was there, and I know that the folks like my cousin Glenn Graham made one the year he graduated, Wendy McIsaac the year she graduated, Natalie McMaster the year she graduated from there. There was a whole crop of great fiddlers that went through the school there, so we'll play the one that Kinnan made. I think it was a year that there was a fiddler to play it, but he composed the tune for it. We'll get right at that.
Doesn't matter, whatever you want. Yeah, sure. All right.
Maybe if you want to mute that mic.
I did. I turned it off.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
I got it. Listen, not your way of your thing.
No.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Exercise.
Exercise, yeah. I was trying to figure out what to play coming over earlier this evening, and I was talking to Margie Beaton, one of our staff. Margie, of course, no stranger to anybody in this room, big fiddler and piano player and dancer. So just play some reels just to kick things off like a third figure. So anyway, that reminded me of Michael Kinnan playing a third figure, whether it's Glencoe or Brook Village or years ago playing in East Bay at the dances. There was great dances in East Bay. Maybe was anybody in this room ever at the dances in East Bay, I wonder? No? Well, definitely online, there's no doubt there's some folks, and they had some great dances in East Bay in the old hall over there, and I recall going over to one of them there, and the many a squares that he played for over in East Bay. Some of the tunes in there included a Denar MacDonald tune, Jim Morris tune, and some others as well. I think it was called The Weasel, Jim Morris's tune. I think there's a whole story behind it, but I don't know it. I did hear parts of it, but I think it has some Judith connection there as well. Maybe even some Hillsdale Road connections when he was living in Judith there.
Elton John Morris.
What's that? Elton John Morris. Yeah. And so we'll slow things down and play something a little bit slower in the key of D.
E?
D.
D. As in doctor.
D as in dog.
Okay. We're very technical here.
That's going off.
There you go.
they don't sweat. Like that. Oh well, we'll blame it on the lights.
Blame it on the lights.
We'll blame it on the lights. Yeah. What can I say about those tunes now? A couple of Strasbergs there, a couple of little Dolingus stuff in there. My grandfather Dolingus beaten, and a tune that John Campbell played. I don't know if he made it or not. Third Strasberg. He certainly recorded it, and Buddy McMaster recorded it. It might be Paul Bissonnette, but I may have that wrong. Someone online will probably have the right name. So if you do, it was this one here. So if someone online knows the name of that, please share that Buddy McMaster recorded it again, and it might even be a John Campbell tune that he wrote. I'm not sure. And
Maybe you wrote it, right?
well, so yeah, I'll take that. And then after some reels, but I'll play one I made now. We'll play some jigs, and or I'll go into one along the way. So, all right, great to be playing with Buddy and Iain. Big round of applause for Iain here on the piano too. It's going great. Yeah. Oh, it's the first time you guys played together?
No,
Perfect.
I was telling you we're a band now.
We're a band, yes. Two MacDonalds and Iain.
And
And MacQuarrie.
I know.
All right. Well,
You're close, man. You got MacDonald.
well, he's a relative of the Big Fiddler, actually. Right? You guys have his fiddle at home. Who's the MacDonald? Right? Yeah. So your relative was the Big Fiddler, the MacDonald. Yeah, and they have his fiddle at home, so known as the Big Fiddler.
What is his name?
What's his name?
Must be something like
I can't remember.
I'm drawing
The blank. You caught me off guard, but
No, I probably wouldn't remember if you told me.
Yeah. They'll say it online. Ryan can see what's the Big Fiddler's name.
What?
Ask them who's the Big Fiddler's name. Drawing
As
a blank.
opposed to the little fiddler.
Just play some jigs.
Well, I lied, I didn't play any of my own. I played all other tunes. But if you're interested in a dance this Friday, there's a dance in Maryvale, Antigonish County. And I'll be playing there this Friday. I think it's from 8 to 11, I think.
Yep.
And Alan Dorr will be on the piano. Alan's a great piano player, of course, from the St. Joseph's, Antigonish County area. And Kenny Stewart, from Antigonish County as well. Maryvale, Antigonish County. I don't know how to describe it to you, buddy.
Before you get 20 minutes?
No, after Antigonish. Yeah. So,
I might have been there.
you probably were at that hall. It's the community hall. I think it's the old school once upon a time. Now it's the schoolhouse hall. So it's they have great dances, lots of fun.
Janelic was the fiddler's name.
Ceilidh MacDonald was the
Yeah.
big fiddler that Iain was related to, and they had a fiddler. Of course, I wasn't even thinking his mom was MacDonald, of course, Cheryl. So he's 2.5. Well, that's our band name. 2.5. 2.5 MacDonalds.
He was 6'4".
Oh, the big fiddler was 6'4".
Yeah.
Okay.
Just went on.
So 6'4", and Ceilidh MacDonald. And if you look at the old Cape Breton, the Ceilidh Faces books and all that sort of the Cape Breton Fiddlers books, you'll see some stories about the big fiddler in there. Buddy, are you up for going back to some more songs?
Sure.
You're okay with that? So we're at Ceilidh feel tonight, and again, thanks to Iain for the great stuff on the piano. Next time we'll get your fiddle. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Great, Ian. Keep playing with you.
Thank you very much.
Play for service. Just put it back up. Service.
Never tried.
Didn't you? Good place to try it. Let's try one. Let's try one. You want to try one?
Do it.
Yeah. Nothing to it, really.
Easy for me to say. Great stuff. It's great. Rodney said to meet the young fiddlers, or young players, sorry. And yeah, I mean, I played with lots of young fiddlers years gone by. I remember his uncle Howie. He and I were playing when Howie was, I think, 17 or 18 years old. And there's still places we're not allowed to go. Believe me. Oh man, good times. Anyway, yeah, it's great, man. It's great to have a young guy like this on piano that I can follow. I'll be peeking under Rodney's hand to see where he's playing on the piano. I'm going to do a song written by a very good friend of ours. Written by he and a bandmate of his. He spent 20 years on a band in Germany, in Scotland, sorry. Did a lot of touring in Germany. By the name of Bruce Cutthroat. Written by Bruce and Malcolm Jones. And this song, it's all kinds of good memories in it. And the first time I learned this song was one of the first times I went to Germany. I did a lot of stuff in Germany over the last 25 years. And I remember going the very first time not knowing anybody or anything, believe me. And I was hired to play for, I believe it was the 50th birthday party for a lady I had never met in Flensburg, I didn't remember the name of the place now, Germany. Bensheim, Germany, just a little south of Frankfurt. And one of the stipulations was when she hired me at Celtic Colours the year before. She had made mention of it. And you hear this quite often. People say, oh, I'm having a 50th birthday in Germany. I'd like you to play. It doesn't happen all the time. But she came through with it and she said, you should learn this song, Hearts of Olden Glory. It's my favorite song of the band Runrig that Bruce played with. And I remember not long before we went, I was talking to Guthrow and he said, so what are you doing these days? I said, I'm going to your stomping grounds next week or whatever. I said, I'm going to Germany, first time in Germany. I said, what should I know? Or should I go at all? And Bruce said, do you know the song Hearts of Olden Glory? And I said, never heard of it. He said, I didn't think. Well, he said, learn it. He said, you'll be the hit. And that's the one she had requested anyway. I didn't tell him that. Bruce's ego couldn't stand that at that time. Anyway, I have fond memories of the late Mr. B.G. It's called Hearts of Olden Glory. There's thunder clouds round the hometown bay. We walk out in the rain through the sleepy showers and the flood days, a fleeting glimpse of life. Though the water's black as night, all the colors of my Scotland leave me young inside. There must be a place under the sun where hearts of olden glory grow young. There must be a place, and it's under the sun, where hearts of olden glory grow young. There's a vision coming soon, like the faith that heals the wounds, and hearts of olden glory will be renewed. Down the lens where the headlands stand, feel a healing through this land. The voices of our children to let the wind through my hands. There must be a place under the sun where hearts of olden glory grow young. There's thunder clouds round the hometown bay as we walk out in the rain through the sleepy showers and the flood days. Catch a fleeting glimpse of life, though the water is black as night. All the colors of my Scotland leave me young inside. There must be a place under the sun where hearts of olden glory grow young. There must be a place, and it's under the sun, where hearts of olden glory grow young. Thanks so much. Ryan, have you got me a glass of water? Or 40 ounce or moonshine, whatever you have, just like. We were driving to Ontario one time, and I remember we were touring, and I don't know if some of you here are familiar with the guy, John Ferguson, the late John Ferguson. He and I did 12 or 13 years, see how many times we could cross the country in our very exclusive 1987 Toyota Corolla tour bus. And I remember going into a drive-through somewhere on the highway. We pulled in. The lady asked John, what would you like, sir? John said, I wouldn't mind a 40-ounce Canadian club. He said, and a bag of chips to go, please. You had to be there, really. So that's the way with the moonshine, right? This is a song written by, I love doing songs by maritime songwriters as well. We have a great family of writers from the East Coast, and lots of great writers from the island here, for the size of the island. And every now and then we let people from overseas come in, all the way from Newfoundland. And one of the very, very good friend of ours, the late Ronnie Hines, well known for the song Sonny's Dream, but also known for about 2,000 other great songs. And this song is called No Change in the Weather, No Change in Me. He was saying at one time at a festival where he wrote this song for his nephew, I believe, that was wanting to go to oh, thanks, man. I didn't mean to send you on a trip.
Oh, no, you're good.
Thanks. Cheers. Yeah, and his nephew wanted to move away and go to like northern Alberta and make his fortune in 6 months, come home. And Rodney was trying to tell him, well, you know what? It's not quite as green on the other side all the time. So just be careful the move you make. Cheers, by the way.
Good mix, man.
No change in the weather. No change in the weather. No change in me. You don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. For you can't eat the air, and you can't drink the sea. There's no change in the weather. There's no change in me. You can shoot off a cannon down the middle of Vaughan and attract no attention in downtown St. John's. For this getting nowhere, well, it's getting to me, wondering where can I go to be all I can be. There's no regular Joe wants to pack up and go and find himself homesick with no one you know. Just stay smoking a beer and the sports on TV, wondering where can I go to be all I can be. There's no change in the weather, there's no change in me. You don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. For you can't eat the air, no, you can't drink the sea. There's no change in the weather, there's no change in me. You can shoot off a cannon from on top of Long Hill, but a Gulliver's taxi might be all you would kill. We were promised the moon, we were promised stars. We got broken down clapboards, salt rusted cars. So let me join in the leaving with all of the rest, Montreal, Calgary, and Vancouver West. Just lay down on the sidewalk and pretend to die. Watch all the strange people as they hurry by. There's no change in the weather, no change in me. You don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. For you can't eat the air, no, you can't drink the sea. There's no change in the weather, there's no change in me. There's no change in the weather, there's no change in me. You don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. For you can't eat the air, no, you can't drink the sea. There's no change in the weather, there's no change in me. There's no change in the weather, there's no change in me. Thanks so much. You?
We're showing you.
Keep showing me, man. You're allowed. You're the kindest audience. Dad used to, I was going to say you're the kindest audience I played for tonight. I remember when I started playing guitar, I was a Noel starter, man. I think I was 15 or 16. Yeah. School was getting in my way, so I had to move on and do something else. Let's get on a tour bus. Yeah, but anyway, I'd be playing horribly, you know, playing the guitar in the house. My father used to come down and very attentively listen to me and look at me. He said, you know what? He said, I was just sitting here thinking of all the guitar players I've ever heard. He said, you're the most recent. That stuck with me for many years.
I want to grab that mic with you. I'm not going to sing.
Someone asked me to play Autumn Leaves, which I'll play it another time. Next time I come, I have to practice a little bit. It's a tune that my Uncle Joey Eaton made. It's a beautiful, nice little waltzy air to it. And, Autumn Leaves, yeah. I'll have to, I know, but I don't know quite enough to play here tonight, so. I hear someone humming over there. So it's a great tune though. My cousin Glenn has been playing it the last couple of years at the dances as well. I played it a couple of times with him at those. And Karen as well, Karen Beaton as well, played it and recorded it. It's a beautiful tune, I'll have to play it. A little commercial break for the college as well, I can't forget that. A couple of things. Please take a look online with some of the things that are happening and coming up. Thinking of the Christmas Gaelic weekend being one of them here at the college. It's always a great weekend. I'm not sure if the date closed or not. It might have been just in the last couple of days or not. So, but take a look, and it's a wonderful weekend that's here. So if you're interested in learning some Gaelic language, for those that are here or online, please come out and enjoy yourself. And Colin MacDonald leads the charge in that. And of course, in the springtime, we have our March break programming here for the younger people. But there's some, again, more Gaelic weekends. There's in Corsaboki, the month-long program for Gaelic language, second and third year levels. And if you're a complete beginner, Tashachi as well, a 2-week course that's led by Joyce MacDonald. So there's lots of opportunities to learn your Gaelic, and of course there's a lot of students. There's over 200 students right now for the college learning Gaelic online from all over the world, and for over 200, and that's for 28 weeks. And so a lot of people don't realize that there's that many people learning Gaelic through the college, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, they're learning it from here, and from the College of the Gaelic here at Ceilidh. So there's that. I do want to say as well, those online and those here, we appreciate all the support we received in the last year, and it really makes a difference. And I'll mention it to those online. It makes a big difference if you want to make a donation towards the college for the Wednesday Gaelics. Please do so. It enables us to continue them through the winter and such, and provide lots of the stories. And we'd like to be going out to houses again like we did last winter, and sharing some of the stories of the musicians, and having them play some tunes and singing some songs and such, and doing a few steps as well. And it's a great way for us to continue showcasing and promoting the Gaelic language, the culture, the music, and such. And that's our goal here. That's what we want to keep on doing. So I'll mention that, and Ryan will put up some information online in that regard. And but you can also contact us if you don't feel comfortable doing it online. You can certainly contact us here at the college, and we accept checks and credit cards and whatever it might be.
Dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs. And but it all makes a difference. Or if you want to put it towards youth programming or anything like that, that's of course a focus for us as well, and one of the reasons that we exist. So that's my little commercial thing. And the last Ceilidh here that we'll have in December, I believe it's December 11th, that's be our Christmas Ceilidh. So just keep that in mind. We usually try to do a little bit extra for our Christmas Ceilidh as well. So I'll just mention that as well. And of course Ceilidh's in between for that. We'll get some more tunes. Great to have Buddy here tonight. Buddy and Iain, half MacDonald, MacQuarrie there as well.
Sitting here thinking when you mentioned Glenn Graham.
How is Glenn? Good? Yeah, man. Dr. Glenn, we call him now. He and I and Rodney and MacQuarrie, I think. I can't remember how many years ago it was. We played for a showcase for the East Coast Music Awards.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was at like Scotia Square or something. 98 was it? Well,
We have the VHS of that.
VHS. Yeah, what did you tell everybody? Anyway, it was a great gig, and those buyers in, from around the world and all that kind of thing, and we hadn't. I don't know if we had ever done a show before together. Maybe not, but we thought it'd be a good idea to do this, and it was. I think you guys had your CD in, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's what you were driving around. But anyway, I'll always remember everybody was, a little bit nerved up, but all ready to go. And you've seen us use, I haven't got one tonight, but sometimes you'll use a little pedal on stage, a tuner pedal. And I had one that night, and everybody's making sure they weren't doing. Rodney and Glenn got into a set of reels, and it wasn't safe for man or beast to be on stage with them, because their feet were going. It was just vicious. The two of you, man, your feet were going. And all of a sudden, Glenn went into a minor key or something. The foot came down, and he shattered my pedal. It went into like those springs coming out of it, the cords breaking off and everything. So that's my memory of that great showcase. Just thought I'd share that.
I remember that.
Atlantic Lottery, they
were
supported it or whatever.
Yeah.
Never won any from them.
Okay.
But neither.
Come on, folks.
Great.
Well, again, thanks, and we had a fun night here. Thanks again to Buddy MacDonald. A round of applause for Buddy here, and Iain MacQuarrie for joining us here, and all of you for showing up as well. And thanks to Barbie and Ryan and the whole crew. And we appreciate your efforts to be here tonight. And that's it, buddy. Till the next time. All right?
Thank you.
So take care. Safe travels, everybody.